Welcome to VH Drive Right screencast. Today's lesson is going to be over basic car controls. I hope everyone's excited about driving. It's the beginning of the semester, so this is a good time to start getting yourself orientated with some of the basic car controls in your vehicle. So let's kind of go through this, and hopefully this will answer any of the questions that you might have. So let's get going. Also, this will kind of cover the information in Chapter 3, and like I said before, it's just going to give you a basic orientation of driving behind the wheel in the cars that you'll be driving with. Uh, objectives of objectives of this screencast is, again, as I said, an overview of Chapter 3, and this will also give you a beginning or a chance to preview the car controls in the cars that you'll actually be driving here at Vernon Hills. And this will also give you a basic understanding of the car controls and hopefully increase your comfort level for when you go out and get driving practice with your parents. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. And the first thing we're going to talk about are just all the interior car components. And let's look at the door lever. It's over here on the left-hand side of the screen where the mouse is. And obviously that's going to be able to open your door and close your door. The power window levers. And we're driving minivans, and you notice there's only two of them. And one is for the driver's side, and this one over here would be for the passenger. Your door lock is this button here, lock, unlock. Seat adjustment. If we look here, this is your forward and back seat adjustment. In the cars that we're driving, there's a bar, a metal bar under here, which will slide your seat forward and back. This lever here is for the back seat adjustment. So this part of your seat in the car is controlled with this lever here. Your outside mirrors, if you notice here, there's the passenger outside mirror. And over on this side of the screen is the driver's side outside the picture. And in order to adjust those mirrors is this button here will select the mirror that you want to adjust. And then this toggle over here is going to adjust your mirrors up, down, left, and right. Headlights turning on and off is with this knob here. You'll select auto is what we have in the car, but you could select auto if you want to run them during the day. This button here would take care of that. Parking brake, very important. We do use the parking brake in driver's ed in the vehicle after shifting the car into park. This is your parking brake lever. You push down with your foot, and also you push to release that brake. The next one is your brake pedal. It's the horizontal pedal right here that's highlighted. And then the accelerator is the vertical pedal over here. They're the same in all cars. One's horizontal, one's vertical. So definitely get yourself familiar with both of those pedals before driving. All right, moving on to a different perspective of the vehicle, and we're still going to deal with the interior car components. Steering wheel, pretty basic. You guys have seen this before, but this is what makes the car turn and hopefully go straight when needed. Speedometer and tachometer. This gauge right here in front of you, that's the speedometer. It's going to tell you your speed. And your tachometer is the revolutions the engine is going per minute. And that means 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 revolutions per minute. And basically, the gauge is more for manual cars than this, so you don't have to pay too much attention. Where this will become relevant is if you are in low and your car is running real high, like it's riding at 5,000-6,000 RPMs. You'd want to look at this gauge and realize something's wrong, and maybe use the gear selector, which we'll get to this in a second, to make that adjustment. So anyway, your speedometer, this tells you your speed. Tachometer tells you how fast the engine is running. Fuel and temperature gauge, this will be your fuel gauge, temperature gauge. One obviously tells you how much gas you have in your car, and the other will tell you how warm your car is running. Turn signal branch. This little lever here kind of behind the steering wheel is how you indicate the turns you'll be making. Up is for a right turn, down will be for a left turn. If you touch, it will cancel. Um, our cars are also equipped with what's called a lane change assist, meaning if I just bump the turn signal up, it will the turn signal light will go off about 4 times and then cancel itself. Usually when you turn the wheel, the the turn signal branch will cancel itself for both left and right turns. The gear selector lever is this lever that's now highlighted right here. This is how we select the gear that we're going to drive in. And you'll notice right in front of you underneath the speedometer is going to tell you what gear you're in. And the letters are P, R, N, D. And then usually it will have a 3, 2, 1. It depends on the type of car. But P is for park, R is for reverse, N is for neutral, D is for drive. And then 3, 2, 1 is the gears that you might select. And it's going to be highlighted right in this message area in front. The odometer will also be highlighted in this area. The odometer tells the total amount of miles that the car has traveled. And again, just where I was highlighting right in this area where it's moving around, that's your vehicle message area. And we'll come up with a bunch of different messages, whether your parking brake's on, something's wrong with the vehicle, it will appear in this message. It's also indicated with a bell. If you hear a bell go off, look to your message area and it will give you an indication of what might be wrong. All right, continuing, windshield wipers. This is located on the turn signal branch. If you see where it's highlighted, this is how you just clear off the windshield wipers with a mist. And then if you rotate this knob forward, you'll increase the velocity of the windshield wipers, the speed of what they clear the window at. And then if you rotate it back towards you, you could turn it off or even slow it down depending on how hard it's raining. Cabin control fan is here, and then your cabin control temperature are these gauges. And notice there's one for the driver's side and one for the passenger side. Cold is down, the heat is rolling it upward. So that's your fan control, temperature control. And then this is your vent control. It's going to determine whether the air is going to blow out on these upper vents or down below on these lower vents, or up above on your, sorry about that, up above on your windshield. Vents, there's some vents clearly here and on right on the dashboard, and then there's some vents underneath as I explained earlier. Hazard button. If anything goes wrong and you have to pull over your vehicle or drive a little bit slower, this button right here needs to be illuminated. Push it in and it will, your both turn signals will blink repeatedly, letting others know that there's some issue with your car or why, that you're pulled over. It just draws more attention to yourself. Radio controls, I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with your radio controls. That's the CD and radio area. Again, it's important to be familiar with this because the less that you have to deal with it, the less distracted you might be. And on most steering wheels, and the ones in the van will also have like volume controls and so forth. And you could change your radio station right from the steering wheel with your thumb opposed to looking away for the particular button that you want to push. So it's kind of important thing to have. Anyway, this is just to give you a quick insight of all the car components in the vehicles that you'll be driving. So hopefully you've been getting out and practicing. Definitely get in your car, get yourself familiar with the car controls of the cars that you're driving at home, and this will give you a kind of head start on getting yourself familiar with the components, the car components in the vehicles that you'll be driving real soon here at Vernon Hills High School. So I hope you enjoyed the screencast, and we'll talk to you real soon. Now, just to figure out how to pause it. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.